Just incredible ball game. I thought that LeBaron Johnson and Gage Bain were awesome. And Prager was outstanding. Aschenbeck was great. I thought that we got a lot of really good swings on him. Teddy in particular, it's crazy how dumb baseball is. The guy destroys 2 balls to center field, and then the one that gives us the lead is a swinging bunt that hits the base. So I thought both teams played great. And I hope whoever's in charge of the attendance numbers can do my taxes, because 7,600 is a joke.
Ready for questions? Down front, Travis.
Yeah, Ted. Usually a lot of times this park plays pretty small. It seemed like you had to get everything on it to get it out in those 2. And kind of what's your response to, or what's your thought on the way that ultimately checked out with how that last run came in?
Yeah, it played like a big league park today, that's for sure. But it went both ways, and just trying to stick to the game plan. We had a lot of guys hit balls hard at people, and our pitchers just did their job. And when it came our time, we loaded the bases up, and I just tried to do my part to help the team out.
Coach, a lot of balls hit hard, hit deep to the warning track, and then also, I believe, 14 men left on base. What does it say about your ball club to be able to pull this victory out despite having chance after chance go by the wayside in the early innings?
Yeah, I think you got to. 14 guys on just means we were competing, and I thought, they also made pitches, man. LeBaron's running up there 96, 97 miles an hour, and great split. I'm pretty sure it's the best he's pitched all season. He pitched great on this field his freshman year against us on a Tuesday night, so Blue Bell brings it out in him, and I thought Gage Bain was really good. He's got a great breaking ball, and we kept swinging at pitches out of the strike zone, which tells you that the pitch is really tough to pick up and tough to see. So, and as soon as somebody gets on base, especially in scoring position, in all of college baseball, but especially, Texas, but even us, you're going to the off-speed pitches. And Grahovic just missed a couple. Just missed the hangers a little bit. But yeah, we battled. I thought Prager did great. I thought Aschenbeck did a really nice job, and base running was a huge part of the game. We tied the game. If Appel wasn't trying to steal the base, Jalen would have just flipped it to second base and the inning would have been over. But we were running on the pitch, and so he had to throw it to first. So many little things in baseball, to help you, win a close ball game like that.
And then for all 3 of the players, what was it like to play in that atmosphere, in this rivalry, on this stage at this ballpark?
Ryan, why don't you start? We'll just go down the line.
Yeah, I thought the atmosphere, the crowd was outstanding. That's the best college baseball atmosphere. 1, I've been in person, and 2, I've seen even looking at videos from the past, what other places have done. That was the best I've ever seen. And I think the rivalry is what it is. I think that's more so for the fans and for the university. For us, we're just playing baseball. And yes, the opponent is who it is, but for us, it's the same game we played against Grambling. It's the same against Texas. So I think it was great for the fans to get to experience the rivalry in this setting. But for us, we're just playing the game, and we're going to come back tomorrow and play the game against somebody.
Yeah, just walking into that stadium today, it was electric. Just the 12th man showed up, as they always do. A little bit more today. I think it definitely plays a role in the game, being the opposing opponent. It's tough to walk into that ballpark. But ultimately, Ryan's right. We're just playing to a standard here, and it was a rivalry game, but ultimately we're just trying to win a ball game and play our best baseball at all times.
Yeah, kind of like what Ryan said. It was probably the best atmosphere that I've ever been in, pitching-wise. Coming from Blinn, where I had 50 people in the stands, to having who knows how many we had. It was the best atmosphere, the best fan base that I've ever been a part of, and I know that they're going to pack it again tomorrow night with whoever we plays. But I know it's just a game at the end of the day, and we just try and go out there and execute pitches and play to a standard, not the scoreboard, and just try and be the best version of ourselves.
Front center, Travis.
Ryan, do you feel like that was one of your more efficient games of your career, and have you had an immaculate inning before?
I have not had an immaculate inning, at least in college, or that I can remember. But I thought of the outing, I thought it's kind of funny. Coach Max has said a lot to our pitching staff throughout this year that pitching and the game of baseball isn't a game of perfect, it's a game of compete. And I thought that kind of summed up tonight. I thought there's 4 walks in there that don't make me very happy. That'll probably eat at me for a little bit, but that'll go away. And I thought this time of year especially, the most important part is helping the team win. And that's what I'll look back on and think that what made this outing so good.
Front left.
Ted, I think when we talked to you earlier this year, you said you didn't think you had a walk-off before this year. You had 2, and I know it wasn't a walk-off tonight, but I guess those situations, how did those maybe prepare you for the situation there in the 11th inning for you tonight?
Yeah, just it feels great walking into that batter's box knowing you got the 12th man behind you, just 8,000, 10,000 at County Aggie Alley, just on your back, and the boys I go to practice with and train with every day. I just have the utmost confidence, and whether we're on the road or away, I know I got my boys behind my back, and if it's not me, someone else is going to do it.
Front center.
With that being said, Ted, when you hit the ball, what were you thinking? Like, I'm sure you wanted to hit it harder, but what were you thinking?
I got to beat the ball first. I didn't see what happened. I just heard the crowd erupt, and I knew something good happened.
Now for a couple more. Far left. Yeah, Kendall, far left. As I'm looking at you.
Jim, just early on, as a coach, as you sit back and watch how good LeBaron Johnson was early on, like, what's going through your head? You're probably thinking, like, oh, this is going to be a long one.
Yeah. I when he was spitting his fastball in there in 97 and throwing that split that we couldn't see it. And then he had the one at bat against Braden where I think Braden was seeing the split better, and I think David visited the mound maybe during that at bat. And then I think the last pitch was a backdoor breaking ball. So he's just really pitching. And I was like, man, we better, thank goodness we had Prager on the mound who had to, the way I've always said, you beat a good pitcher, a starting pitcher, is you have to have a good starting pitcher going against him, and then you got to beat the next guy. And unfortunately, Boehm was really good too. So we kind of stayed in the fight. We did get his pitches up. I thought we battled deep in counts and got him, to whatever 98 or he close to. I think it was 75 pitches through 4, or close to it. But he just knew it was going to be a long night, and whether it's the rivalry or, he's super talented, or whether it was just the regional brought out the best in him, brings out the best in everybody. That's why you see different teams winning games. Somebody scored 6 runs on Hagen Smith tonight. I didn't think the guy would give up 6 runs in a month. So, and they scored 6 runs in 1 inning. So this game it's hard to figure out, man. You can't figure it out because just when you think you have, it goes the other direction.
Second row.
Evan, I feel like there's been multiple instances of you coming in for these extended relief outings in a tie game and keeping it even. What do you think it is about those that kind of brings out the best in you?
I just try and be myself. It doesn't matter what the outing is going to be like, because you don't really know what the next pitch holds. So you just got to worry about where your feet are and where your mind is at that point. So just going pitch by pitch, and that's what Max has done a great job with the pitchers, is just recommitting every pitch, making each pitch its own. And you throw a bad one, good, like move on to the next one. So just plugging along, try not get caught up like how much longer am I going to go, instead of worry. You just need to worry about like what do I have right now, and trying to stay focused with what I have ahead.
Front right, and then we'll finish up.
Coach, what's the message to a team following a game like this, knowing that there's still work to do tomorrow to get into this?
Yeah, we won a ball game. We didn't win a championship. This team has as good a season we've had. We haven't won any championship. We didn't win our league. We didn't win our division. We didn't win the conference tournament. So we won a ball game. That's a big one. The winners bracket game is a big one in a regional, but we haven't won anything yet. So what we did is we earned the right to get rest while the other team's got to play. And I think the other thing is important is we had a good we didn't win a championship in the regular season, but we had a good enough one to get to play at home and in front of our fans. And so the 12th man played a big role. But yeah, I thought our guys stayed in the fight. But it's just it's a game. It's got us in a good position, but we haven't done anything yet.
Finish up front left.
Evan, just for you, you talked about playing at Blinn. I don't know. I know you were locked into the game tonight, but They won the JUCO World Series tonight. I'm wondering, as a guy from Brenham, just what was it like to see that for the Buccaneers?
I know it's funny because the year after I left, they went back-to-back JUCO World Series. So unfortunately, I wasn't a part of that, but they got a special thing rolling. But congrats to them, and I'll be sure to text a few guys that I know there.